This man is Xander. Just because my wife, so much so that I decided to leave home. I've heard that the Amazon has many charming landscapes, so Xander decided to survive here for 5 days. To prove yourself, he's in a cheap rented boat to the location. Watch the boat leave, in the gasoline, full of anxiety but also excited. Before entering a life of survival, he just brought a few simple tools, like a fishing kit, a flint stick, a metal vase to hold water, dirty water cleaning solution, a homemade bow and arrow. It's just a camera and a machete. Despite having a rich survival experience, but want to survive in the Amazon rainforest, it's not easy. The weather has changed 7. It's faster than your girlfriend's face. Not only that, there are countless crocodiles here, not to mention poisonous spiders. The soft touch killer is instant entry, but that's nothing compared to Xander. He suffered a lot of damage from his wife, so I decided I'd rather die. He also wouldn't go home, so Xander goes deep into the jungle. Due to the hot weather, I ran out of water. Fortunately, there is a small river nearby, so I went out and got some water. He collected 10 full of a jug of water, then pour the dirty water filter solution into the jar, so there's water in reserve. If you are thirsty, you can practice at any time. Next, he goes deep into the Amazon. It's cold. Xander soon found a feng shui land. There is a river nearby, so the water has been solved. Xander decided to set up camp here, thanks to its mighty power. He brandished his knife hard at the nearby trees. Make the trees roar in the middle of the forest, while you're working happily. Is as predicted, a rain comes. But with someone as powerful as Xander, this is no surprise. I kept pouring rain to cut down the tree. If you cut a bunch, the sun will come back. Xander, take off your shirt, then continue the journey of building a shelter. Because I don't want to lose a lot of energy, so I only collected 10 immature saplings. Under skillful hands, a frame uncle, height as simple a shape that's definitely done. I didn't even forget to test its rating. But I'm not going to build a tent. It is a rectangle, so it needs to be reinforced. It's a simple disaster. While building more frames, then I heard thunder in the distance. Not long after, of course. Maybe God saw you working so hard that you were crying. Second time, I don't want to get cold. Xander had to wear the shirt again. Standing in the middle of the rain, Xander smiled innocently and happily. With weather like this, shelter is very important. It should be completed as soon as possible. If it doesn't rain like this, I'm afraid you won't see the sun. The next day, he hurried to build in the rain. The roof was quickly built. Now you just need to cover it with leaves to cover the sun. I don't worry about getting wet anymore. After that, the sun was shining again. You make yourself a cup. Bring coffee from home and enjoy it. Look at where you still seem a bit of a mess. But no sow is better than no. The accommodation issue has been resolved. There's just a lack of food now. I looked around to see how many sources. Useful resources. He soon discovered that the palm tree was over 10 meters tall. Old people love but young people don't. He went to a nearby tree and brandished a knife. Body away from the root. You take the top and split it in half. Inner core edible vegetable fiber. It also provides water for the body. After eating and drinking like Tet, you continue to venture into the dense forest, where there's a treasure trove of palm leaves waiting. Immediately enlist the whole combo of 10 fresh palm leaves. The work is exhausting, but to me it's as light as a rose. It's like walking in the park. Don't let time go by in vain. I put leaves on the roof. Make yourself as a real artist. It's surrounded by palm trees. It's like a forest programmed for you to build a house. Just walking and clam. I even found a pile of fallen palms rolling on the ground. Unfortunately, I can't eat it, but it's also fun to look at. Even though these palms are old. Long body like a sautéed tree. It's perfect for you to use raw. Try to reclaim your legendary shelter. Just like that, he harvested 10 giant palm leaves. And bring it back to my shelter. You can see clearly that one of these palm leaves is as long as the dream of hiding the sun and the rain is fine. First, you put a thin layer of foil on the surface. Then continue. Put some more palm leaves on top like you're making a cake. 1,000 layers. Form a monumental second layer. It's estimated to take 15 minutes. But who would have expected this great work? That sucks. Next, he shook hands and set up the bed frame, a project that requires both engineering and aesthetics. I made to wooden piles and then used the horizontal sieve to build a miniature stilt house. Then use the palm tree trunk to cover it up. Standard post-wild, there was a bed as soft as a cloud. Put your back to sleep. Now the shelter is complete. Now we just need to reinforce the openings so that it rains suddenly. Suddenly it doesn't matter. Next is the fire. It's an integral part of Hollywood survival. I walked around looking for dry branches. Very quickly discovered a dry log. Precious as gold in the moldy forest. But it just rained, so wood. It needs to be dried to be used. It's not crying. Then I cut down another tree. This tree is as tall and as big as a lightning rod. No one else is my dear palm tree. But you only take the top, the quintessential parts to bring back as food reserves. I've seen the survival strategy. Palm team is super rich in carbohydrate. Take the energy off the table, instead of cutting it off. I left the whole tree like that for preservation. When hungry, go out. And now it's time for a real fire. Everything around is 100% wet. But luckily I found a dry branch inside. Rotting, ready to glow. I cut it carefully, picking up a piece of dry wood as if cutting $1 billion root. Then we're on our way to find the ingredients. Suddenly discovered a big Leo branch. It's like a natural water pipe. It's filled with fresh water. You just need to cut off two heads and you can do it right away. More convenient than water filter, and I don't hesitate to do one. Drink it and feel good. It's like being resurrected from the desert. And don't forget to chop a big piece to bring back to the reserve. Living like a vacation is like that. On the way back to my beloved base, I suddenly heard the thunder rumbling as against the battle. It signals that a heavy rain is about to fall. It's so dark, it's like a horror movie. The gasoline is still running. There's no fire yet. Cold is cold and fire is dry. Looks like tonight the guy to curl up in a damp nest, wet as bread dotted with water. Suffering as a student. I can't breathe out the warmth. Then another rain suddenly fell. As a challenge to the resilience of the survivor, the roof of Mr. Locke. He also started to rebel. It's like an unwanted remix. Sander only knows how to fix it. It's like fixing your phone in a storm. I didn't expect today. Ma jam. Nature favors 3 consecutive rain as a combo. Promotion rain, no escape. To avoid turning into ice cream sticks in the middle of the forest, you start a fire like you're in the Olympics. Lucky to survive. Pieces of dry wood into sawdust that you've shaved and exposed from the light. It's dry like a snack. Just swipe one with flint and it's there. The spark of hope is burning. The fire has kindled, is the premise of the warm evening ahead. I thought it was a successful fire. The fire only broke out once, and then turned off the puff as if it were a barren land. Look back. I found out the sawdust was still as moist as a face towel, so I shaved a new one, and continued to grind flint as if practicing martial arts. Insects are countless at night. Crying. I'm lying in a shelter with my face twisted clean. Maybe I'll stay awake tonight like a schoolboy plowing a project. If you can rest a little, you start a fire. This time choose the right dry brush to scrape sawdust. And oh my god, the fire was burning so brightly that it didn't work. But oh, fire is in your heart. It makes you helpless. Take out some medical cotton as a last resort. And so the yellow flame lit up. There is fire and gasoline, lying there beside the fire. Like a warrior who just escaped. Enjoy the warm feeling like hugging the heater. Getting through tonight is like living again. The next morning, I woke up looking like a sleeping zombie. I slept for a few minutes last night, but still very pleased to have started the fire. Success last night, cold near death, so today I decided to reward myself. So the first overnight challenge was successfully completed. I opened a box, like an office worker drinking morning coffee, then run to the river to get more water. Remember the food reserves. It's the palm tree that's been growing since yesterday. I brought it out for breakfast today. Cut the heart of the tree. No need for fussy processing. He devoured in the shelter. It's not as good as German sausage, but when you're hungry, everything tastes good. Then you pull out the coffee. Just a hot glass. Hugging each sip while the forest wind sicks foo. Not long after coffee. It's surrounded by poisonous spiders. It's true that this corner doesn't lack the element of surprise. So I spent 5 precious minutes to clear the grass around while cleaning up. I happened to pick up some wild berries, falling to the ground. With the experience of survival as the land, I'm sure there's a lot of protein in the grain. Without hesitation, I picked up a few. with a knife, and as expected, inside are these fat larvae. Not in time to be happy. You put it in your mouth and it tastes like butter. Imagine that this is the specialty of the forest. Behind the scenes devouring raw. You decide. Continue to collect more wild berries to get worms as fishing bait. If you want to fish, you have to fish. I'm looking for a plant called Jerry. Has toughness properties. Very easy to bend. If you want to make a stick, recognize this plant by its specific smell, almost like lemon. He plucked every leaf like a water expert. However, the hearing is not yet superior. Are you looking forever? I was almost given a ticket to the village by a spider. Knowing the danger, he decided to change the location. Fortunately, this time found a long straight branch. Correct fishing rod manufacturing tool. Cut down the tree and bring it to the camp on the fire for easy peeling. Then tie the fishing line and bring it in from the house. A fishing pole. Made by Sander. I did not hesitate to take the wild fruit yesterday. They're pulling fat worms apart. Then go to the river and turn on professional fishing mode. Ready to hunt monsters? It seems that the worms, it's not just used for obsession, it's also a super useful bait. It just takes a few minutes. I caught a fish right away. It's not an ocean shark, but at least I have something to put in my teeth. This fish must weigh a few pounds. For fun, not enough dessert. So I decided to change my strategy. Quantity of quality compensation. So keep dropping. And just like the genius script knocked on the door, there's another fish biting. And you're like a piano surfer. And a total of 11 fish. Enough to have a mini BBQ party in the forest. The food is good. Brother he returned to the camp in the mood of winning the lottery. Not forget, hand collect more dry wood for the barbecue. Coming soon, hand picked some more palm cores to replenish the fiber to help the stomach cry. I'm glad to return to the shelter after a 2-hour nap. The mind is still dreaming about the holy chocolate bar and delicious food in a remote city. But the reality is much worse. The ground is full of insects. The ants are as big as fingers. I wake up like an exo. Run right to check the spoils our fish. Just landed, of course. The ants had a spectacular buffet on the site. Sweat your tears. So angry he came up with a big fish swallow plan. They used the little fish themselves. Bigger fish bait. One phase free body catch perch genuine. He took out the steel coil. As fast as lightning bending into a super good hook. I'm going to make for fish traps and set them up. With hope, we'll harvest a whole bunch of sprouted fatty fish in the morning. There's no shortage of bait, but small fish that have just been tasted by ants. It's getting dark. I realized I hadn't done anything significant all day. So hurry up and collect wood and set a fish trap. I said make you go back to the forest. Collect all kinds of dry branches as fire conduction materials. This place has abundant resources, just with Tay. Look at the shelter roof. I noticed that the leaves were starting to dry. Decided to reinforce it, even if it is hard for God to stay. The wind and the rain. With some powerful knife blows, a 1,000-year-old palm tree must fall. Next, cut down the second tree. Only the tip, because the core is edible. The leaves are used to try the roof. When you get to camp, you're covered in new leaves. Anti-leakage roof system upgrade. I was working hard when I noticed the fire was almost out. You blow to blow. Fortunately, there is still coal to help the fire burn brightly. I even took advantage of the bow rack. Right in the bedroom. I realized I hadn't washed in days. The body starts to smell. Go to the river immediately. Stir soaking water. Enjoy the cool feeling. It's like being resurrected. After a clean shower, he returned to the camp. It was dark. Hurriedly set fish traps along the river. I quietly hope to wake up in the morning. There will be grilled fish. On the way back, I picked up more wood. Today's dinner is just palm oil, an indispensable item on your survival menu. I lie in my shelter by the pink fire. Try to sleep for a cold night. The next morning I woke up and the fire was almost over. I was in a hurry to blow out a birthday candle and run to the river to draw water. Back to camp as an endless cycle. It's been 48 hours now, ever since you set foot in the Amazon. This bushy, what you can eat is just 3 little grass hearts. Go to the river to check the fish traps. The first white hand makes you 7 full hope. To the second trap, still nothing. All I can do is put my faith in the traps and pray to God that something unexpected happens. And the fourth trap is no different than the previous 3. Like a wallet at the end of the month. Running in a mood of 7. Gasoline muttered blame fate. I don't know why this river is running out. So much so that there's no soulfish. But now regret doesn't help. I bite my teeth, determined to complete the rest of this challenge. There is no meat. I'm going to eat the palm hearts again. You eat so much that you just want to cry when you hear the word palm. More worthy, the fire in the camp. Accidentally dry out the roof. Official anti-leakage system at risk. I don't know if I'll be around in a few days. I searched the dust and found the wild fruit. It's got fat worms. And then we're going to take them out as bait. Very quickly a fish bite. But oh, it's still a very small fish. The fish are here. Seem to be programmed to be uniform in size. It's as if the whole flock had gathered to choose a special size. Just for you. These fish don't eat very well. So I'm going back to my old strategy, using small fish as bait for larger fish. Back to camp, his eyes fell on the bow. There was no chance to go to war. That's today. You're holding a bow and arrow like a prehistoric warrior, quietly scouting around, with eyes as sharp as a hawk. I hope to find something with meat. But my God, it's so desolate that there's no one around. No cows, no running, no screaming. Not to lose. You're back to your professional career. Take the stick out of a familiar place like a familiar person. Talk about old. In less than a few minutes, I caught a few ounce fish. It's called less hunger than fasting. Nearby there's a fallen tree like a lucky bridge. So you're Leo in the middle of the river. Take advantage of the fish you've just caught as bait. And just like a dream come true, I need to move and see the strong fish. Pull it up, oh my God. A fish that's 10 times bigger than the bad boys before it. Sanders was so happy. Tears fell from the corners of her mouth because she laughed too much. Without hesitation, he hurried the booty back to the organ cleaning camp. And then you're going to skewer the fish and bake it. Fine ingredients should be processed simply. Just grill and take advantage of the river shower for cooling. Back to the fish farm, ripe yellow fragrant. The smell of land makes the stomach rumble endlessly. Like life is not quiet. The fishing line over there fluttered again. He rushed out like a shot and suddenly. And one more big fish. This time bigger than the first. It's a double swordfish version. No need to eat palm. Today I'm officially eating piranha. Teeth as sharp as a razor. Danger is dangerous, but bring it to roast and smell the nose fat little bone. One bite is to forget the world. But I won't stop. The second fish was also processed. Set up barbecue, scrape handle. GET meat. Grill your hands like a chef in 5 years. While baking, I took a dip in the river. Then go to the nearby tree and put more fish traps to make sure the owl. Back to the fragrant fish farm. I enjoyed the best dinner ever since I stepped into this forest. So that insects, he was also attracted to being an uninvited guest. Finished eating full stomach. He lies by the fire enjoying a warm sleep. The next morning I woke up and the fire was almost out. He went to the river to get boiled water filtered before fish trap inspection. Unfortunately, this time there was nothing to be gained but the weeds. Back to camp, he sipped some cool boiling water. Then think about lunch. Nothing to eat. So we're taking the fishing line to the river. Go back to the forest and look for Jerry's tree. The kind of tree you only need to inhale to recognize, because the smell experience is too thick. This time instead of making a stick, I decided to trap XO. Scraping bark as rope. The trap is to climb. Bring the trap to the river, reset. Accidentally caught a stray crab. There's something new. While waiting for the trap to work, I went back to camp for a nap. Wake up and check it out. You can see the bait is half gone and you can't see the fish. It was stolen. Set the trap again and cut down to palm trees. Take the core and chew it. Eat to the heart of the palm core. I just want to faint. I have to eat because I know how to do it now. After eating, I went out to the river to fish again. I hope luck will come. But I'm lucky to be on vacation today. They keep changing places without seeing any soul. After a whole toss session like a string dancer, but still not caught. Nothing but failure. It's also dark. I went back to camp. With a belly that's fighting. Not discouraged, Xander came up with the idea of building a super weapon. Tie the rope to the arrow to shoot the fish, without fear of losing the arrow. But suffering. Insects are feasting today at the fly trap. They're flying around in their faces. Even in your mouth. It makes me cough like I just drank the wrong fish sauce. But my stomach is calling me in spite of. Light stick. Bow out the river hunting fish at night like a dark ninja. The blink of an eye hit a fish as small as a toothpick. But at least there's a gnaw. Caught another crab nearby. It's also a hearty snack. But Gasoline is the kind of person who pursues the top. Never approve of mosquito fly glass targets. So you're using small fish as bait for big fish. Continue meal promotion plan. Waiting for the big fish to catch. I took a bath in the river and hooked the fish on the hook like a banquet artist. And next to it, there's a giant spider lurking. You just need a second to leave. No need to send. While anxiously waiting, I went back to camp and suddenly I missed my wife. I hope to go home later. Your wife will complain less and your life will suffer less. Later, check out the fish trap. I can pull up a big one. I had to rub my eyes a few times because I thought I was dreaming. I was lucky this time too much, like winning a lottery in the middle of a forest. But there's a constant danger underground, full of poisonous insects. And you're barefoot like an ascetic. Every step is a bet. I still carry the fish back to camp. Build a familiar barbecue stand. Bone removal. Just take the meat skewers and put them on the stove. A few minutes later, the smell of grilled fish came up. Land all over camp like happy smell. I took a bite. Fish in the mouth. They are so good they want to sign a contract. Live your whole life in the forest. If you eat this every day, to say, this fish meal is better than some fancy restaurants. Out on the street, he lay by the fire and slept until the morning. And then the day comes. I ate what was left of last night's fish and cleaned up. Do not forget to put out the fire and dismantle the shelter. That's what I used to call a mansion. Leaves as the feather glides to the horizon. I know that the ordeal is over. And Gasoline Warrior Survival. Officially back in the light. And the smell of grilled fish still lingers on my shirt.